Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a video covering my pick right now for the best soft mousepad of 2023. I think a lot of people are really going to be pleasantly surprised by this particular pad that we're going to get into. I just want to give you guys a quick update. I've had a lot of questions about our hard pad that we collabed with Pulsar on the Superglide surface. These are going to be going up for pre-order very soon at Lethal. Please check their tweets as well as Max Gaming. Regarding the pre-order dates for these pads, they were finally released from the port, and they are going to be up for pre-order very soon, and I think they're going to go pretty fast. So I just want you guys to be aware of it. Don't miss out if you guys like the design that we came up with. All four of the pads that I want to get into today are from a small company known as InfinityMice. This is a company that started off with a modification tool for the Starlight 12, either small or medium, known as the Infinity Hump. Basically allowed you to transition your Starlight into a completely different feeling mouse. It was something that was really cool and the only company that was doing it. In terms of their transition into mouse pads, I don't think they could have hit more of a home run, and I'm going to get into it in this video, but we have the Vagabond, which is a limited edition pad, unfortunately. Has beautiful artwork, and this is the box that it flat ships in. You have the Infinite Control, you have the Infinite Hybrid, the Infinite Speed, which is the pad I'm going to be focusing on today with the Vagabond. The Infinite Speed is the best mouse pad I've tried in 2023, and it's probably the only pad that's going to rival the spot for greatest pad of all time for me, with the Raiden Xsoft being in that spot right now. But just to show you guys, this is the Vagabond. This is an extremely good pad, and it is somewhat similar to other things on the market. It's somewhat similar to an Aqua Control. It's somewhat similar to the Padsmith First War in terms of that hybrid surface with the design on it. And I do just want to say, though, that between these pads, this is the one that probably takes the cake for me. The surface, the hybrid surface, feels a little bit smoother to me than the other pads that I mentioned, just ever so slightly, rivaling almost closest to the Padsmith First War, which is a pad I still love to date. The stitching here is absolutely beautiful. The size of the pad, I believe, is 500 by 500. I could be a little bit wrong there, but it looks close to 500 by 500. And then the foam seams between 3 and 4 millimeters. But you have this very unique base here, which is a what seems to be kind of like the free fall base, which is a silicone, sticks to the desk extremely well, and is rather unique. I think between all of the design elements here, the design decision with all of these colors that pop very vibrantly on the desk, the design overall, I think they just knocked every single element of the Vagabond out of the park. I would love to see them mass produce this pad because it's so good. I think a lot of people would really enjoy it. So just make sure you guys pay attention to any of the launches because, again, probably one of the best hybrid surfaces with a extremely cool, vibrant, color-popping design that I think looks absolutely phenomenal. When we get into the greatest pad of all time, you guys know I had a video. I've had that video for a while. My greatest pad of all time has been the Artisan Raiden Xsoft. And I think the only pad so far that kind of rivals that feel to me is the InfinityMice Speed pad. I'm not going to get into the control and hybrid pads from InfinityMice in this video just because I don't want this video to span too long. I will get into those pads in a different video. But the best pad in 2023 so far for me is the InfinityMice Speed pad. This is a very unique surface. It's a very refreshing surface. It feels very fast, very consistent between X and Y, which is probably its greatest feature. Ever so slightly different between X and Y, but very, very close. And I think that's because the type of fabric here is more of like an athletic nylon feeling type fabric. And I'm not sure what the fabric exactly is, but that's kind of how it feels. It feels like a athletic Under Armour shirt, if anybody has trained in a athletic Under Armour shirt, or kind of like the material of what an arm sleeve is. That material transitions extremely well into this pad because what they've chosen has a beautiful mixture of speed and control. You never feel as though you're wiggly on this pad. You don't feel as though you're out of control, but every movement, initial friction is low, and every movement kind of just matches the force that you're putting out and never feels wiggly. It's not like a Hayate Atsu effect to me when you kind of need to stop. I just don't feel that wiggle at the end range of motion. And I think for me, the mixture of that low initial friction, low static friction, and low dynamic friction, yes, it is a speedy pad, one that feels, though, very refreshing, one that feels very controllable, and I think that transitions in a gameplay sense to just having a beautiful one-to-one experience between the force that you want to output and the force that you're putting out in-game. Is it something that I can use in tack shooters? Yes, it absolutely is. Again, it's going to be on the faster variant. If you need additional control and you're somebody that's wiggly on static friction, I would point you to maybe using the Vagabond. But overall, I'm able to use it in tack shooters, and it's just a beautiful pad for any track-heavy game, and just a beautiful surface to use for any everyday type of movement. If you want to use this at the office, if you want to use it in Diablo 4, League of Legends, I think that this is an absolutely beautiful pad for all of those purposes. Again, the only pad I think that's released in 2023 so far that's going to kind of cross my mind as being able to knock out the greatest pad of all time, in my opinion, the new revised Raiden Xsoft. I think this pad goes toe-to-toe, and so far the most refreshing feeling pad in 2023. I just wanted to get that out there for you guys because between the Vagabond and the InfinityMice speed pad, I think that these pads are going to sell very well. I think they're going to sell very fast. So if you guys want to get your hands on one of these pads, please be aware that when they launch, you're going to probably want to focus on one of these pads. Again, my pick for the best pad of 2023 so far, the InfinityMice speed pad. I think they've knocked it out of the park. They're doing extremely well. They're doing very good work over there and picking fabrics and surfaces and softness variants in a combination that is very, very good. And you guys know I absolutely got to hit you at least with a comparison between the Raiden Xsoft. Just the size difference alone, you do get just so much more pad with the InfinityMice speed pad, but the texture in general is kind of similar in terms of its speed. The low initial friction, which I think is even lower on the InfinityMice speed pad. Dynamic and static friction are fairly close with the InfinityMice speed pad, maybe being even a little bit faster than the Artisan Raiden Xsoft. I do think that the texture, the fabric here is going to be more durable on the InfinityMice speed pad. I think the level of foam is a little bit more pliable on the Raiden Xsoft. You dig in a little bit faster, a little bit more. I kind of don't know which one yet I like more in terms of that level of foam, but there is a difference in feel between the foam, the Raiden being more able to more quickly dig into it for additional control. If you're looking for a pad that is somewhat close, but maybe even better, I haven't decided yet, but maybe even better than the Raiden Xsoft, check out the InfinityMice speed pad for sure. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. InfinityMice is definitely cooking up some heat. I hope this helped kind of get the word out there about these pads. I just don't think there's enough coverage, and I do think that the InfinityMice speed pad and the Vagabond for sure are going to go pretty quickly. I don't know how much stock they have of the InfinityMice speed pad, but one damn killer pad, and the Vagabond with just a design that looks absolutely fire. I will catch you guys in the next review. I promise I will get you guys a review out on the other two InfinityMice pads, but I did want to get out my favorite, the InfinityMice speed pad, because this is definitely special. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you in the next review. Peace.